Hi, a very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf Collectables. I hope I find you well. Today, another box from Oxford Diecast. So a couple of weeks ago, you may have seen the video, I bought one of these boxes. These are the mystery boxes that Oxford Diecast do. The one I bought a couple of weeks ago was the lucky box. Basically you don't know what you're getting inside, so I opened it up. It cost me £35. There's 10 items in there, and when I totaled up the items they came to £115. There's a review on the channel if you want to see what was in there, but I got a really good response to that video. So a couple of days ago in my inbox there's another email from Oxford Diecast that they got some of these imperfect collector boxes. Now these are quite limited because they're full of items that aren't, well, as it says, they're not perfect. Now this one I did actually pay £50 for. I have no idea what's in it. It's still sealed, as you can see, and you see down the front here, just on the front, it says imperfect collector's box. So let me just read what it says here. It says, introducing our imperfect collector's bundle. Embrace the beauty of flaws in this collection of slightly damaged items that may have imperfect boxes wear and tear. All items are 1/76 scale, and the RRP they reckon is at least £150 plus. And it goes on to say, based on feedback, we understand that for some modelers the condition of the packaging or model is not entirely essential. Instead of reworking these items, we are now making these available to you on as available basis. So basically anything that they find kicking around that has been dropped or damaged or even been on show at some of the fairs, they're putting in these boxes and sending them on. Items in this box may have been worn, slightly imperfections, dusty from trade shows, have wear and tear to packaging from mishandling, cracked cases, no cases, but ultimately we consider them still to have a lot of life left in them and would be suitable for layouts, gifts, or even to add to your collection if you don't mind a small bit of damage. Now I guess there is a bit of contradiction in terms here, because as a collector you do want things perfect, but you know, if you are putting items on your layout, this could be a good way to do it, especially with them all being 1/76 scale. So I thought I'd grab this box while it was available. Like I say, have no idea what's going to be in it. I'm going to do this video slightly differently though. So first of all, I'm going to do as I did before, review each of the items and keep a tally of what the registered retail price is for all those items. I'm then going to go looking on eBay, I guess, or one of the auction sites, and see what I can actually buy these items for. So if I was to buy this box retail, what would it cost me? If I was to go and buy this from second-hand items or listed on eBay or unwanted stuff, what could I buy them for? And then finally I'm going to go through and value each of these items against the fact that they may be damaged and give a third value. So hopefully this will be quite interesting, but as I say, this one's still sealed. If you saw the previous video, I did an opening video and then lost all of the footage and then had to film a new opening with the box already unsealed. But this one is still sealed, so I'm going to take this over to the bench as always, fill from above, and let's go and see what we got in here, see if this really is a bargain. As I say, this one's £50 and this one is the imperfect collector's box. Okay, a little bit difficult to get all of the box in shot because obviously being such a big box and where I have the camera, but I'll do my best here. I want you to see what is in the box as it comes out. So let's get it open. I think I said on the previous video, one of the good things about this, I guess, is the excitement in actually opening these boxes. You know, because you really do not know what you're going to get, and I guess there's a little bit more jeopardy with this one in the fact that these could be quite badly damaged, for all I know, but we shall find out in a minute. Right, let's slide this out. I'm just going to lift the box forward and fold this flat back. Okay, quite a bit of packaging here. Let's move these down onto the floor. Well, there's certainly a few bits and pieces in here, that's for sure. So I'm just going to remove that. That's my name and address. I don't particularly want that on the internet. Right, let's have a look what we've got. So first of all, we have here a VW Express delivery. Let's read which one it is. This is the Volkswagen pickup in signal orange. Yeah, just a little bit of scuff on the box there. No actual overall damage to the model itself. Just a little bit of scuffing on the box, so that's pretty good condition. What I'll do is I'll go through as I did before. I'll unpack all the items, see what we've got in here, and then go back and review each of the items in detail. Next one here, another VW. This is a VW camper. On the bottom here, yep, VW camper in yellow and white. Again, no real damage, just a little bit of scuffing to the box. In fact, this one's probably in better condition than some of the other ones I've got on the shelf over there, so that's in beautiful condition. At the top here, Land Rover, police Land Rover here. That's going to look fantastic on a layout. So this is the Land Rover Defender, and this is Metropolitan Police. Little crack on the box, a little bit of scuffing, but otherwise model's in perfect condition. And yeah, as I say, just a little blemish on the box there, so that's not bad. Right, this one's got a little bit more damage. Obviously some quite significant cracking on the box, but let's read what it is. It's a Ford Zephyr in Monroe Red. Yeah, the model itself again is absolutely perfect, but it's just the box that's quite damaged there. But again, if you're going to take these out and put them on your layout, I mean, at 1/76 scale, you know, not bad, not bad. That's 4 items. Right, next one is the pink taxi. Again, very slight scuffing on the box, but otherwise no real wear and tear. Just a few sort of blemishes on the box here. I don't know if that's even showing up on the camera. Just very, very light scuffs. Right, this one is Land Rover Fire Tender. Let me just read what it says. Yeah, British Rail Land Rover. It's a 1988 Fire Tender. Now this has got a loose item in there. Obviously there's a pump of some sort floating around in the box, which probably just needs to be glued back on, but that's not going to be any great difficulty to do, I shouldn't have thought. So yeah, we'll have a look at that one in a bit, but otherwise the box on this one's absolutely perfect. You just got an item floating around in there that needs a little bit of a rework. This one's the MGB, by the look of it. Yeah, MGB GT in tartan red, just with this very slight tear on the box there, but rather nice model there. Model's in good condition. The box itself's not too bad, just a torn packaging. What do we have here? 3-wheel delivery van. Reading on here, tricycle van, Lancashire Evening Post. Again, you can see the packaging torn, but the box itself, no problems with that at all, and the model's in lovely condition. And again, if you know, this would look fantastic on a model railway. In fact, I might put this one on the railway behind me. Yeah, that's going to look quite good. This one is a Oxford Military. You can see the box is split down the middle, and let's see what it says. A Land Rover FC ambulance, a 24 field ambulance of Bosnia. So yeah, quite a large item, this one. Looks a little bit overscale, but I guess it's quite a large item in real life. But so model itself again is absolutely perfect. We've got a few scuffs on the boxes, a little bit of bent card on the side and a split in the front, but otherwise not too bad. Right, what's this one? Now that I really do like. So vintage bus here, Oxford Diecast. This is a Serio bus of Ribble, and I think it's just old stock. You know, the box is bent, there's a little bit of scuffing, and some of the sides of it, there's obviously a few scratch marks on the cover here, little tear on the top, but otherwise nothing too bad. But again, the model's absolutely perfect. Let's lift out this larger item. Right, okay, so this one, it does look like it needs a little bit of attention. So this is in a bit of a state. You can see the box is all torn here. Obviously the trailer is moving around inside where it's broken away from the base. Oxford haulage. Let me just read what it says. It's a Benton DAF 105 curtain side. I think probably this one I'm going to have to open up and see how bad the damage is. There's bits floating around inside as well. So yeah, that one's not particularly great, but it is model 51 of 2000 for what it's worth. So it is a limited edition, but obviously quite damaged inside. Right, carrying on, what have we got here? This is a orange cream camper caravan. Well, almost looks mint, to be honest with you. A couple of creases on the box, but nothing major. Looks in pretty good condition. Then we've got, looks like an MG. No packaging around this one, so yeah, it looks like an MG there. but somebody will tell me otherwise. I'll look this up in a minute. I'm sure I'll be able to find that. Could be an Alfa Romeo, I'm not sure, but we'll find out on that one. But model's in perfect condition. You can see there, absolutely perfect condition. You can probably see how the box itself, you know, because it's got some scuffs on there and a crack on the front of it. So yeah, the box has seen better days. What is this one? JCB van. So this is a Ford Transit SWB or short wheelbase medium roof JCB van. Well, that looks absolutely mint. There's a very slight ruffle on the card there, but nothing I would worry about. So that's in pretty good condition. Put that over there. What do we got here? Another Land Rover. So again, very good condition model. Some scratches on the glass. Right, so this is a Land Rover Defender, and it says Tragenta, I think it is. It's obviously advertising on the side there, but we'll come back to that one. Right, let's lift this one out. So what is this? This is an Austin ATV Platinum 2016. So yeah, I guess this was a release model for the year 2016, but absolute perfect condition, not a mark on there. A few scratches on the back of the box, but really nothing to worry about. Right, what's this one here? I'll have to read what this one is. So this is an Imperial Crimson Jensen 541R, and we've got somebody's written something on the box there. There's some writing on there, a little bit of marks all around the end of the packaging, but otherwise not in bad condition. Here we've got, looks like a Volvo, indeed, a Volvo 245 Estate in green. Little bit of scratching on the glass, but otherwise pretty good. Got an Aston Martin, cracked glass across here, cracked glass up the front, but otherwise not too many marks. A little bit of blemishing on the glass there, but the card got a couple of corners bent round, but nothing major. And this is the, let's have a look, this is the Aston Martin V12 Vantage S in lightning silver. In the previous box that I paid £35 for, the Lucky Box, they've got the larger version of this, so yeah, they'll look good, quite good together. And then here we've got, let me read what it is, a Jowett Javelin. Very nice model, and it's a little bit of damage on the card, but again, nothing too serious. And then coming to the last few here, Sunbeam Rapier, beautiful model, and again, I can't really see why this would be a second. Maybe a little blemish on the corner there. Nice little Oxford military vehicle here, an AEC Matador Royale. Got a little badge on there for £6, but this one looks to be in N scale. I thought this was all supposed to be 176, but yeah, there's an N scale model slipped through there. Got an unboxed truck, Oliver's Transport. What is this, a Scania truck? Quite a nice size model. Doesn't seem to be any blemishes on there, so that's in quite nice condition. And then finally, an Eddie Stobart model here, 176 scale. It's very slight push down on the top there, but I think that would class as brand new. A little bit of creasing on the box, but overall not too bad at all. Right, so that's all the items out of the box. There is a piece of plastic in the bottom there, obviously off of one of the glasses. Nothing else in there. So I'm just going to move this box and then let's have a look at the models all together. Well, a £50 box here, and there's 24 models in there, which makes these roughly £2 each. So even just on face value, I think there's a, you know, I've got money's worth here, just £2 a model. It's not bad at all. But anyway, let me go and look these up, and as I say, do a detailed research into what their retail price is, what I can buy them on the net for, and then again, what I believe the value would be given the damage on the box. And let's get some totals together as we go through each item in detail. In no particular order, I'm going to go through each of the models now, and I'm going to give values and a little bit of background to each of them. So in terms of the actual RRP, I'm going to put that down in the right hand corner here. I'm going to put down what's the cheapest I can find this online, for example eBay, or anywhere online actually, the cheapest that I could buy one of these for in this corner, and then in the top right hand corner I'm going to put down what I value the model at given the damage that it's got. Now I'm not going to consider postage in these values. Obviously if you buy from Oxford direct, there's postage to pay. If you buy from anywhere else online, there's postage to pay. So I'm just going to negate postage completely and just value them on the models as if there was, you know, they were post free. So anyway, we start with the AEC Ergomatic, which is a 6-wheel tipper in the Eddie Stobart livery. What a lovely model. I mean, I've just shown some pictures of it now. Really, really detailed when I got it outside the box. Now, in terms of the damage, I've got a couple of little creases. They're probably going to push out, so I'm not going to knock any value off of this. Did come in its cellophane. I've taken that off because obviously I wanted to take a picture. Now, this is still available from the Oxford Diecast website. Retail price, £8.95. The cheapest I can find it online is £8.50, and because of the minor creases on there, I'm just going to leave the value at £8.50 and not devalue this one because it's you know, it's almost as brand new as you possibly could imagine. So there you go, that's the first one. The second model is Oliver's Transport. Now the model itself got a couple of little scratches on top. The biggest thing on this model is it's actually missing one of the wing mirrors, which is a little bit disappointing. Obviously got one on there. Now it is unboxed. This one is actually sold out on the Oxford Diecast website, but it does say on there that this is Norman Oliver and his wife Lynn. They are the directors of a limited company that was formed in 1908 and founded Oliver's Transport. They started with one truck in 1972, moved on in 1982 to 6 trucks, and now have a fleet of 25 vehicles and 31 staff. As I say, not available online. Now the retail price of this, obviously boxed, was £15. The cheapest I can find it for sale is actually £25.95 unboxed. So obviously gone up in value a little bit. It's become a little bit of a collector. So because it's missing the wing mirror, and given that today's value, well, I say today's value, today's selling price is £25.99, I'm going to put a price on that of a tenner. I don't think that's too unreasonable. Quite a nice model here, and you know, quite a detailed cab on there. So yeah, I'll put a tenner on that. So the third model is this rather nice bus model, and this is the Oxford Diecast Sarro Bus Ribble. So the website says, another classic single-deck bus in Oxford's 176th range, a replica of the Sanders Road-bodied Leyland Tiger Cub, a lightweight underfloored engine chassis manufactured by Leyland between 1952 and 1970. The Tiger Cub in the Ribble Motor Service livery appears in their distinctive red colour scheme with a grey trim and gold Ribble lettering along the sides. Our model is heading for Coniston in the Lake District as the number 500 registered FCK 884. And indeed you can see the number plate on the front there. Now we'll put some detailed shots in as I've done so far. This model actually is still available from the Diecast website, Oxford Diecast website. This is a retail price of £24.95. I found this online for £18, and in terms of the condition of this model, I've got a couple of little tears in here, a little tear at the top there, but I think that's probably worth a tenner of anybody's money. So again, put that one down at £10. I don't think that's an unfair price for that beautiful model of a bus. Right, onto this large set that was here. Now this was in a bit of a sorry state. It was all broken apart and the trailer was floating around inside the box. So I was expecting to find quite a bit of damage, but actually not too bad at all. So we'd got one of the wing mirrors knocked off of the cab. I've glued that back on, and it's gone back on absolutely fine. And the trailer itself, thankfully there's no marks on it at all, and it was actually the base of the plastic surround that was broken. So I've just glued that back in, and it's gone back together quite nicely. And it says on the website, our livery of the DAF 105 Super Space Cab represents a special paint job which Benton's used on their tractor units to celebrate their centenary in 2008. The striking silver and maroon livery is a distinctive contrast from the trailer, which maintained in their standard colours. So you can see on here the contrasting colours here with the red on the trailer. So yeah, this is the Oxford Diecast Benton's DAF 105 curtain side. It's in 176 scale. Now the retail price on this is £21.95. It is sold out. I've seen this for sale online for £13. My box, awful condition. It's scratched all across here, torn on the sides. But I do think, given the quality of the model and the condition, the model's in perfect condition itself. Again, got to be worth a tenner of anybody's money, so I'll put that one down at £10 as well. Next model is the Taxi. This is the Oxford Diecast Pink TX4 Taxi in 1/76 scale. It says on the website, this taxi shape has become an integral part of British heritage, and the real thing is built-in folded wheelchair ramps, 20-foot turning circles, conventional side-loading doors, and bolt-on panels attached to an ultra-strong chassis. I thought I was going to say ultraviolet. Ultra-strong chassis. The engine is built specifically to meet the Euro 5 emissions legislation, and the diesel engine is the cleanest ever. Model itself is sold out on the Oxford website. Was a retail price of £8.95. I have actually found this online for a £5. The box of my one is absolutely mint. There's not a scratch on it, so why not? We'll put this down as a £5 as well. Right, I struggled to find this one online actually in the Oxford range, but the closest I could find to it was the Karama VW TI pickup in orange. Now there's nothing on the website about information wise about the vehicle, but it was retailing at £9.95. It is sold out. Now I've seen this online for £9. I don't think that's too bad actually. It's not a bad model. I'm going to put a value on this of £7. I've got a few little marks on the box. Most of them actually did polish out, but there's still a couple on there, so I'll knock it down a couple of quid and put that in at £7. Right, Oxford Diecast Anthea Grey Jowett Javelin in 1/76 scale. Now this would make a beautiful model for the railway. Really nice. Now, it says on the website, the Jowett Javelin was an award-winning British car that was produced from 1947 to 1953 by Jowett of Bradford. The model went through 5 variants labelled PA to PE, each having the standard and deluxe options. The car was designed by Gerald Palmer during World War II, and it was intended to be a major leap forward following the relatively stated designs of pre-war Jowetts. Now the model is still available from Oxford, a retail price of £8.95. I found this for sale online for £6.99. Looking at the box on here, got a couple of little marks on here, so let's put that one down at a £5. Well, here's another model that drops straight onto the railway. Looked fantastic on there. So this is the Oxford Diecast Tricycle Van, Lancashire Evening Post in 1/76 scale, so it drops straight onto the 00 layout. Absolutely wonderful, sitting outside the station. Now this one, it says on the website, the tricycle van first made an appearance on the streets of Britain in 1930, and it was a familiar sight as a small commercial vehicle right up until the 1950s. One typical use was a newspaper van, seen here in the cream livery of the Lancashire Evening Post. Our model, registered CCK98, comes with a black mast roof and a bright post office red lettering, coach lines and mudguards. This one's still for sale on the Oxford website. It's got a retail price of £8.45. I've seen it for sale online for £5.75. Now, because the box on this is really tatty, it's got a lot of scrapes and scratches on the box, I'm going to put this down for £3. I mean, that's got to be worth £3 of anybody's money. So, yeah, I'll put a value of £3 on there. Going to sound like I'm repeating myself here, but another model that dropped straight onto the railway. So this is a good thing about this box, with all of, with the boxes being damaged on them, the models are absolutely perfect. And if you're just going to put these straight on the railway, what a great thing to do at £2 each. That's effectively what they are. These, if you've got a 00 layout, these are all 1/76 scale, they're going to drop straight on there. But anyway, this is the Oxford Diecast Yellow and White VW camper van. First launched in 1968, the second generation T2 was a great improvement on the previous split windscreen versions of the 1950s. It was larger and heavier with a new, wider front windshield and a bigger engine. Manufactured initially in Germany before extending manufacture and/or assembly to the rest of Europe, USA, Mexico and South America. Now this one's actually sold out on Oxford Diecast website at a retail price of £7.45, but online, as I'm finding with a lot of these, when they're out of stock, they do fetch a little bit more money. So this one online is £11, and looking around the box, there's not a mark on that. And I'm going to put that down in my valuation as the same £11. Now, again, I don't know whether whether anybody would actually pay £11 for it, but the fact that it's commanding a premium online, I will go with that. Well, I seem to be on a roll for models to go straight onto the 00 gauge layout. And this one, when I took it out of the box earlier, I couldn't identify what it was. I think I said it was a Morgan or, you know, maybe an Alpha. Took me a while, but I've identified this as the Oxford Diecast BMW 328, and no way would I have guessed this was a BMW. It says the BMW 328 sports car is from the late 1930s, early 1940s. This one's in a brilliant red colour scheme. It features a black interior including floor, seats and steering wheel, silver dial and glove box detail into the dash, and brown bonnet straps, as you can see. The model is registered GS7431, and it makes a special note of pointing out that that's printed onto the number plate on the back of the car there. Now this one's still for sale from Oxford Diecast at a retail price of £8.45, and I have seen it online for £5.45. Because I don't have any of the packaging, the box is in awful condition. I'm going to put a value of about £3 on that. I don't think that's unfair. The model's in lovely condition. It's just the box and packaging missing, so £3. Right, a model here from the Oxford military range. This is the, and that's a bit of a mouthful, the title to this one, the Oxford Diecast Land Rover FC Ambulance 24 Field Ambulance Bosnia. Right, and it says on the website, Oxford Land Rover FC, or Forward Control Ambulance, is in 1/76 scale. It's served in Bosnia as a 24 field ambulance. Registered as a military vehicle, 72 GJ00, it is decorated completely in white with silver external trim and the Red Cross identity painted on the side. It goes on to say the roof has the blue beacon, and make a note that the back is solid rather than canvas. Now this is still for sale on the Oxford website at £14.95 for the retail price. Now I've seen it for online for £12.55, and basically lovely condition. The box isn't too bad, the packaging's not too bad, but I do have this big crack down the middle. So I'm going to put a tenner on that. I don't think that's unreasonable. A couple of quid off for the split on the box, but the model's still in beautiful condition. Right, probably one of my favourites out of the box is this Oxford Diecast MGB GT in tartan red. Now the website says our MGB GT represents the original sports car that superseded the MGA in 1962. Built by BMC, which later became British Leyland, the standard MGB was assembled at Abington in Oxfordshire as a four-cylinder soft-top roadster from 1962 to 1980. Variants include the MGB GT, subject of our new 176 model, which was a three-door 2+2 coupe with a fixed roof, which came off the production line between 1965 and again 1980. Now this one's actually sold out on the Oxford Diecast website. It was £7.45 at a retail price. This now online is £9.99. It's the cheapest I can find it. Now this box is a little bit tatty around the edges, so I'm going to put a value on that of £7. I don't think that's unfair, given that you know, it is commanding a slightly higher price than when it was for sale with an RRP. Right, and then we have the Oxford Diecast Ford Zephyr in Monaco Red, 176 scale, and it says here the Ford Zephyr, or Zodiac Mark III, shared some of its mechanical components as well as the basic chassis design with the Mark II, but had a stronger overall body construction. The exterior was designed by Canadian Roy Brown, who also designed the Cortina, though the rear of the body was inspired by design by Frau, F-R-U-A. I've not heard that before, so I hope I've pronounced that correctly. This is sold out. It had a retail price of £7.45, and online the cheapest I can find it for is £6.95. Now this box is in awful condition. You see it's all cracked and scratched, so I'm going to put a value of £3 on there. Definitely worth that to somebody. Right, the Caravan. So not really a lot to say about this. Orange and cream Caravan in 1/72 scale. Obviously a 1960s design. There's no information on the website. It's still for sale. You can buy one, £6.95, and I found this for sale online for £5.25. So I'm going to put a value again on here of £2 or £3. I'll put £3 on there because the box is in good condition, and yeah, not really much more to say about that one. Right, here's another one I'm rather fond of, which is this fire tender in the Land Rover here. Now, this one was damaged when it arrived. It had bits floating around inside, and that was actually the little pump on the back here. So retrieving that from inside the box and a little small dab of glue, put that on there. This is now absolutely as it would have been delivered from Oxford, in lovely condition. Now, the title given to it is the Oxford Diecast British Rail Land Rover 88, the fire tender in 1/76 scale. And it says on the website, Land Rover fire engines were built on 80-inch and 88-inch chassis. These small and easily manoeuvrable fire engines were capable of operating in restricted spaces that larger appliances could not reach. Many were sold to works, fire services, or small airfields where they could fulfill the role of first responder vehicles. Now, this one is still for sale. Yes, it is. I'm just checking my notes here. So you can still buy this. It's got a retail price of £9.95, and I have seen it for sale online for £5.95. Given the condition of this is worth £5.95 of anybody's money. So I'm going to put a value on there of £5.95. I'm not going to devalue this at all. I think, yeah, lovely model. Really pleased with that one. Right, this is the JCB transit van. So Oxford Diecast Ford Transit short wheelbase medium roof JCB. That's the title given on the website, and it says our JCB livery short wheelbase Ford Transit with a medium height roof, registered FH63NYV, making a point of the registration on the front and back of the vehicle. It's printed quite well on the number plates. It is run by T.C. Harrison of Sheffield. Complete with the bright yellow colour scheme and black and white logo, the Transit also features a black interior. A modification sees a yellow and black beacon light on the rear of the roof, as you can see there. Now, this is still for sale on the Oxford website. It has a retail price of £8.95, and I'm just checking. I found it, actually it's for sale elsewhere at £8.99, so it is actually cheaper, slightly cheaper on the Oxford website. So I'm going to leave that, because it's in mint condition, there's not a mark on it, I'll leave it at £8.95. Another one destined straight for the railway is this Oxford Diecast Sunbeam Rapier Mark II in Moonstone Morocco Brown. It says the Series 3 Sunbeam Rapier, introduced in 1959, features several design refinements over its previous production models, including modified side grills and a different shaped number plate recess, redesigned and a redesigned side flash. Final windscreen panels increased the windscreen area, and even the interior was upgraded. Our 176 replica of the two-door Mark II includes many of these modifications. Now, this one is still for sale on the Oxford website. £8.45 will buy this model. Now, I've seen it for sale online for £7.50. This box is in really good condition. There's not a mark on it, so I'm going to leave this one at £7.50. Well, another model in 176. This is the Imperial Crimson Jensen 541R. It says on the website, manufactured between 1957 and 1960 and designed by Jensen's design engineer, Eric Neal. Only 193 541Rs were made, a fact that added to its exclusivity, distinctive and attractive shape, glass fibre body and a top speed of 125 miles an hour. This one's actually sold out. Did have a retail price of £7.45. There is one of these for sale for £6. I do have a little bit of damage on here, so I'm going to put a value on here, and also look at the cracking on the back there. I'm going to put a value on this of, let's say, £4.50. Model here from the Oxford emergency range. This is a Land Rover Defender 90, which was a station wagon used by the Hong Kong police. And it says 1/76th scale replica of bomb disposal vehicle that was used by the police in Hong Kong. The station wagon is basically white with red masking and silver trim. Police and bomb squads lettering is printed in blue on both sides in English and Chinese. An intricate roof rack extends to the framework covering the whole back and sides of the Defender, topped with a red and white blue light. This one is still for sale on the Oxford website with a retail price of £9.95. Online I found it for £9.99, so actually a little bit more. The box on here, really, really good condition. I've got a little mark on here, so I'm going to put this down as, well, let's put this down as £8. Moving straight on to this 2016 release. This is a 1/76 scale again. It's the Oxford Diecast Austin ATV Platinum van. I think it was some sort of celebration model. Obviously got 2016 on the door there. Doesn't say anything on the website, but long sold out by the look of it. The retail price on this was £9.95. I found it for sale online for £8. There's no marks on the box, looks in really good condition. So again, let's leave this one at £8. Onto the green Volvo 245 Estate. Again, it's 1/76 scale. I think this one again will go straight onto the railway. Looks in very good condition. The box is not bad at all. There's a tiny little mark on there and a little crack on the corner, but nothing too bad. It says here the Volvo 245 DL Estate, part of the Volvo 200 series. It was produced between 1974 and 1993, during which time over 962,000 were manufactured. This 5-door estate version registered TAY999R, again pointing out to the number plates, dates from 1976. The model's actually sold out, but what did have a retail price of £7.45 and is now for sale for £7.99 online. Given the mark on the back here, I'll put this down at, what should we say, £6-7. Let's put down £6 on this. And the branded Aston Martin car. So this is the Aston Martin V12 Vantage S in lightning silver. I'm just going to move my bit of paper so I can read this properly. With a wealth of black and silver exterior masking, the registration plate reads simply 112 Vantage S. The detail wheels are also finished in silver. The contrasting interior features red seats and a dashboard top. Now this was for sale, or is for sale, it's still available for £8.45 and is obviously an Aston Martin branded box. I've got a couple of cracks on here, but surprisingly this one's for sale online for £3.90. So because of the condition of this one, I can do nothing more than to say a couple of quid on it, which is rather surprising. I would have thought that one was a little bit selling for a little bit more, but let's put it down for £2. So down to the last couple of models. We've got here a Land Rover Defender with Tragenta Duo on the side. Looking this up, this is drug advertising for diabetes drug. There's nothing else on the website about this. It's sold out. Did have a retail price of £5.95. There's none for sale anywhere, so good condition. I'm not sure anybody would actually want this one, but I'm going to leave it at £5.95. And move on to this one here, which is actually the only N scale model out of the bunch. So this is 1 in 1/4/8 scale. Now the box did say that they were all 1/76, so this is the anomaly. And it does say that this model here, let me just read it, is the AEC Matador Royal Artillery from France. The website says that there is a model available of this in 1/76 scale, but now for the small scale modelers, this World War II vehicle carries the same detail of its counterpart in 1/76 scale, being a replica of the vehicle operated by the British and Commonwealth forces in France during World War II. Used mainly for towing and medium-sized guns. So this one is still for sale. You can buy this one for £7.95 at a retail price, and online I've seen it for £7.09. Very precise figure there. So with it having £6 on there, why not call this £6?